very own.
You're taking a live look at the French Quarter tonight. It is a big weekend in New Orleans.
The crowd is beginning to arrive, maybe more in cars than walking around, but you're going to see them in a minute for this year's Essence Festival. Welcome to WGNO News. I'm Kurt Spring.
And I'm Brittany Dixon, filling in for Susan Rosgen. Record-breaking heat in New Orleans for Essence Fest weekend. We took a look at some people out in the heat. These construction workers doing their best to stay hydrated.
The city is opening an overnight cooling center. It's going to be at the Rosenwald Annex on South Broad Street. That's in the B.W. Cooper area. It opens at 6:30 tonight. Chief Meteorologist Hank Allen is here with the new, record high temp we set today, and a severe thunderstorm warning. A little something for everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Probably not enough thunderstorms, though, to cool us down, unfortunately. Yes, currently our temperature right now, 99 at Armstrong International. That is indeed a new record high for the day. You can see 99 also in reserve. Pretty rare to get temperatures this close to 100 here in the metro area. Of course, most days during the summer, or at least a lot of times, we'll get a little bit more cloud cover, maybe some storms developing earlier in the day, something like that. There are a few storms out there. You can see Slidell, Belle Chase, Cooler. Otherwise, everybody else is baking if you're not getting that rainfall. And of course, the heat index as well, up around 110 or above. It's been that way through much of the day. This has been an extremely hot stretch of weather, as we know, of the past week or so. We've got another day of it tomorrow, really 2 weeks. Another excessive heat warning in effect for all of southeast Louisiana, and at this point, pretty much all of Mississippi in general. And of course, that means temperatures once again back into the upper 90s, heat index values potentially again above 113 as you go through the day. We saw those construction workers, always feel bad for them, but really anybody that has to work outside, postal workers, package delivery people, anybody outside. So dangerous with this heat. Try and stay hydrated as much as possible over the next couple of days, and also try to stay in the air conditioning as much as possible still over the next couple of days as well. And yes, we do still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:45. That's for West Central Tangipahoa Parish into St. Helena Parish as that moves off to the west. Gusty wind potential, some small hail. Looks like it's weakening a little bit, but still a couple of thunderstorms out there this evening. That's about it. If you don't get near one of those, no relief from the heat. And frankly, I don't see much relief through the weekend, guys. We'll talk about that forecast here in a little bit.
We'll take anything we can get. Thank you, Hank. So we showed you the French Quarter. Well, downtown is also getting some visitors for the Essence Fest weekend.
The city's restaurants, hotels, certainly glad to see them arriving. WGNO's Kenny Lopez is at one of those popular spots, the Virgin Hotel. Kenny.
Hey, Kurt and Brittany, the Essence Fest party is just getting started, and at hotels like the Virgin Hotel, guests have been checking in, coming in, getting ready for that party, and it's certainly keeping all these hotels very busy. Hotels are welcoming hundreds of thousands of Essence Fest guests. The downtown and French Quarter area is where most of these Essence Fest goers will be staying because of the proximity to the convention center and the Superdome. Kelly Schultz with New Orleans & Company says they can always count on Essence Fest to be a big boost.
We're looking at about 500,000 people, an economic impact of anywhere between $200 and $300 million, and then also hotel occupancy looking like about 90% or more. So there's a lot of interest, a lot of demand from travelers to come to New Orleans for Essence.
Tourism leaders say that hotel occupancy looks to be very similar to the numbers that they saw in 2022. And Essence Fest is celebrating its 29th year this year, and a big draw is the 50 years of hip-hop celebration that's taking place at the Superdome. Lots of these guests say they cannot wait for the concerts and the seminars and all the fun to begin. Kurt, Brittany, back to you.
Kenny Lopez wisely live indoors downtown. Thank you, Kenny.
And Mayor Cantrell joined Essence Venture officials and supporters to kick off the festival. Along with shedding light on Black culture, the mayor wants the event to be safe for everyone who attends. That means state police and NOPD working together, even if you can't see them.
We have all of our districts manned, so out there in the neighborhoods, but also in the core of the city of New Orleans. And so with that unified command, we have plain clothes. You won't see them, but they are there.
Events begin at 10 tomorrow morning at the Morial Convention Center. You can find a complete event schedule on our website, WGNO.com. And coming up at 6, multiple New Orleans public safety organizations are partnering to create an emergency care hub during Essence Fest. We'll tell you about the plans officials are making to help crime victims this weekend.
Congressman Troy Carter is ready to be a big part of this year's Essence. As a member of the city council in the 90s, then a legislator, now a congressman, Carter has seen how New Orleans benefits from the event. Because of the high temperatures, July is traditionally a slow month for tourism, but Carter doesn't expect this year's especially high temperatures to cool down the party.
People know that when they get here, that New Orleans is kind of known for being hot this time of year. But the beauty of it is people embrace it. They love New Orleans. They love our culture. They love our food. And it's just exciting to see people walking the streets and happy.
Tonight is the congressman's welcome party. Former presidential advisor Cedric Richmond and Mayor LaToya Cantrell also set to be there. The party starts at 8:30 at Generations Hall on Andrew Higgins Boulevard.
Vice President Kamala Harris is also making an appearance at Essence Fest for the second year in a row. Harris touched down at Armstrong International this afternoon, and today she participated in a global Black economic forum discussing the Biden administration's work on growing small businesses, improving public and private partnerships, growing youthful leaders, and the importance of growing in racial equality.
I am joyful about the challenges because I know we can meet them.
Yes,
And I know we love our country
absolutely.
and that we are prepared to fight for its ideals.
Make another appearance at the festival tomorrow.
It's not just Essence, it's shaping up to be a record-breaking year for all 4th of July travel.
AAA projects more than 50 million people nationwide will travel by car, plane, or other forms of transportation to get to their 4th of July destinations. WGNO's Jordan Lippincott spoke to a traveler today.
Domestic travel over the 4th of July weekend is expected to increase by 2 million people compared to last year. And according to Don Redmond with AAA Louisiana, this year's projection of 50 million travelers will surpass the previous record set in 2019.
When we're looking at the percentage of travelers who are traveling by airplane, which is about 8% of all travelers, we haven't seen those kind of numbers in nearly 20 years. So it's really a significant number of people who are traveling all modes of vehicle, but particularly flying. And, you know, obviously the car or the vehicle is the preferred mode of transportation.
Most people will drive to their destinations, and these drivers say this is the perfect time to take a trip.
It's the middle of the summer, and you know, hopefully we can make it the duration of our trip, which will be about a month, hopefully before you know, hurricane season really starts to ramp up, and I won't have to make a short exit from Vegas back to here to prepare.
And since gas prices are lower than they were a year ago, Redmond believes summer travel will remain steady.
It's just giving families more disposable income versus this time last year.
If you plan on leaving Friday, make sure to get on the road before 10 a.m. to avoid traffic jams.
Just being stuck in that traffic with car breakdowns, this heat, what have you, we're trying to give travelers as much information as we can to prepare for the unprepared.
And there is new information tonight on the search for the next superintendent of the NOPD. Mayor LaToya Cantrell says the application window is now closed. 33 candidates are up for the job. The International Association of Chiefs of Police will conduct initial screenings and create a list of semifinalists. Mayor Cantrell has not revealed if interim superintendent Michelle Woodfork is still in the running. Woodfork has held the position on an interim basis since December.
And today, a Jefferson Parish judge ruled Bunok Landon's bond will remain the same. She's accused of killing her boyfriend's 6-year-old daughter, Bella Fontenelle, and leaving her body in a bucket on her mother's front lawn. The decision came after 5 of the 8 subpoenaed witnesses were questioned by the state and Landon's defense attorneys. Landon will remain in custody for now with a $50,000 bond for an obstruction of justice charge and without bond for a first-degree murder charge.
Scott Walker announced his re-election bid for his at-large Jefferson Parish Council seat. He's wrapping up his first term. Earlier this year, Jefferson Parish Councilman Dominic Impastato announced he'll run to try to fill the same seat. The election is in October. And the boil water advisory is now lifted for parts of Gentilly and New Orleans East. The affected areas included the entire Oak Island subdivision and Republic Street from Broad Street to St. Bernard Avenue.
Covering America today, a landmark ruling overturned more than 40 years of legal precedent.
The Supreme Court ruled race cannot be a factor when considering applications for colleges. ABC's M. Wen reports President Biden was among the first to criticize the court's 6-3 decision.
Discrimination still exists in America. We cannot let this decision be the last word.
President Joe Biden slamming today's Supreme Court decision, striking down affirmative action admissions policies in higher education, urging colleges and universities not to abandon their pursuit of greater diversity on campus.
What I propose for consideration is a new standard, where colleges take into account the adversity a student has overcome when selecting among qualified applicants.
The Supreme Court heard 2 cases challenging the admissions policies at Harvard and the University of North Carolina. The High Court's conservative majority ruled 6-3 to end the use of race as a factor in college admissions. Chief Justice John Roberts writing the majority opinion, saying both schools violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment and therefore must be invalidated. In a fiery dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote, "This decision rolls back decades of precedent and momentous progress."
You're not allowed to include race, which is such an encompassing part of at least my identity as an underrepresented minority. It makes me feel upset.
Roberts clarified that students could still use their experiences about race in admission essays, but schools couldn't use those essays to circumvent today's ruling, saying universities may not simply establish through application essays the regime we hold unlawful.
Now we look at the individual student and what they've accomplished, and we can look at what barriers they've overcome.
Edward Bloom, representing the conservative advocacy group seeking to overturn affirmative action, argued before the justices that the 2 schools discriminated against Asian American applicants. Both institutions deny the allegations. At the end of his address, President Biden was asked whether this Supreme Court has legitimacy, to which he answered, "This is not a normal court." Outside the Supreme Court, M. Wen, ABC News.
Still ahead, we talk to a local Essence Fest performer in tonight's Moving New Orleans Forward report.